Okay, so we are back. I don't know what the hell happened. I have no clue. That was really weird, to say the least. That was really yeah, that was weird. That was weird. 1000%. 1000% weird, dog. You feel me? That was weird. All right, so let's get back to the show. Um, yeah, that was really weird. Really weird. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, bro. We back in this thing. We back in this thing. You feel me? So I want to go ahead and pivot over to the next topic. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. But I want to jump over to something a little different. I typically do it, but at the same time I don't. And this kind of goes into when we talk about relationships and dating, and sometimes these modern women. So shout out to the Whatever Podcast, and let's see what they're talking about. Well, once we get
Really, really secure.
Sorry.
Were you guys actually answering the question, or did you?
Yeah, no, I answered it. Yeah.
Did you guys answer?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the question at this point.
Well, it affects dating because that's what people see on television, and that's how they read.
There's a lot
They
of
see real life like that.
agendas
Hold on.
that definitely
Guys,
are going on.
I need you guys to be paying attention.
I mean, you
It
left.
I literally asked the question right before I left, and
No.
it came in multiple times. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a very, very big question.
We were having a good conversation over here. I'll tell you that.
Okay. So
We have a big piece.
after your opinion, wait. Okay. Can you explain what the fabric of American culture? Killer of cereal. I fucking love you. I'm already tilted. I'm already tilted today. This is a dog shit question, but I'll ask it. Okay. Explain what the fabric of American culture is in modern society and relate it to modern dating.
I want to say, I guess the fabric.
You got to
Sorry,
please
sorry.
kindly speak into the microphone.
I'm sorry. Lo
She was
siento.
thinking.
Lo siento. I
No,
was very-
if she speaks, she needs to be in the fucking microphone. You don't need to challenge me every time I'm trying to get the show on the fucking rails. Do you understand?
But it's just kind of fun.
Yeah, how about you don't do it and just fucking drop the fucking attitude? Go ahead.
I just don't want to.
It's about to get heated.
boy. Hey,
Security. Somebody come get him.
hey. I
I was gonna say that. Oops, sorry. Bro, I got the clause. Anyway, I was gonna say that I think the biggest issue right now is arguably social media, especially the way it portrays young minds and dating, like pornography and stuff like that, and that's so common. Like Twitter just legalized porn, and there's nothing wrong with it, but if it gets found at a young age, like per se, like I first found it by accident when I was like 12, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, so literally.
I think that honestly, like, I don't want to say it like poisons your brain, but it kind of does if you're unaware of the repercussions of that, especially if it's found at a young age. So I guess the internet, pornography, and the way that kind of portrays
you gotta stop saying that P word.
that affects modern dating.
Just say the P word, bro. Like you ain't got to say
Completely
the whole
agree.
Yeah, what she said.
I agree the same. I think that casual sex and just being so casual situationships, I think it just allows people to be unhappy and be used. And people, in my opinion, will pretend to be like a certain type of girl to keep a guy sometimes because they think that's what he will like and they don't want to lose him. And they think maybe eventually he will like them. And social media is pretty much all fake. So I think people, just too casual about sex and love. And I think it's kind of ruined our generation.
It was very true.
Definitely.
I think social media is definitely ruining it. I feel like it's dividing men and women a lot. I mean, women are being told that they don't need a man. They're being told to go get the bag, to be independent women. That divides them. Men are, I mean, I've seen a video and the comment section was,
Dude, holy shit, calm the F down, Brian. Take some deep breaths. You're more agitated than usual today, and it's annoying. They aren't being that dumb. Really, bro?
We're not. Thank you.
He needs a Xanax.
Bro, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, this is one of the most fucking feral days we've had, dude.
What is fair? Like, what do you even mean by feral?
Like, you're kind of feral.
How am I
These girls
feral?
are fucking nearly 2 hours. These two girls are 2 hours
My
late.
friend died. Yeah, if you could just like have any type of sympathy, that would be amazing. But what do you mean by?
Oh, if your friend, I'm just saying, if your friend died, I'm sorry. All right, hold up. This might go off the rails a little bit. Listen, I'm a fair person. I'm an understanding person. I'm an empathetic person. And then at times I can be a very sympathetic person. For those of you who don't know, empathetic, sympathetic, two different things. But if you were planning to be on my show, if you were to come to my show, I invited you to come onto my platform for whatever reason, and you decide to be late. You decided not to show up. Now I get it. Things happen in life. Things happen in the world. But I'm pretty sure that person didn't pass away that day. And you mean to tell me you still show up 2 hours late? If anything, if somebody close to you passes away, I'm just going to say I'm not going to show up. I'm like, look, bro, this unexpected event happened. I'm not going to show up. The day that it happened, not the day of. Oh, I'm grieving because this person passed away. Hey, most people will understand that. Like, look, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. You know, go take care of yourself. Go make sure everything is cool. Go, go be with your family. But you think that's an excuse? You still decide to show up and you're going to be 2 hours late? Nah. What y'all need to start learning how to do is respect people's time. You bugging.
Feral.
Why don't you just Google what feral means?
No, but I'd like you to elaborate it in this
I think if you
context.
just Google it.
No, I think in this context, it's
Furthermore,
important for you to elaborate on
We
feral.
had 2 no-shows. We had 2 flakes.
And that
Madison's
makes
not
me
here.
feral?
Late, but we
Okay.
here.
Yeah, you've been feral. You have an attitude.
So feral means attitude? I don't know. Like, I feel like if you look that up, that's not what it's going to say.
My thing is, these are people who just like to argue just to argue, bro. If you don't know what feral is, why do you keep talking back? Why do you keep talking as if you know what the word actually means? Look it up. Then you can get better context of what he means when he calls you feral. Simple as that. Stop arguing back and forth. You just want to be combative just to be combative. That's really the type of person that she is. You can tell already. I'm getting agitated.
Why don't you Google it?
Why don't you Google it?
I would throw a cup.
Sassy.
I would have threw a cup.
It's a sassy
across
man
the room.
apocalypse, right?
That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. He's 100%.
I know that most of you have moved through your lives in a very sort of pampered way because of the female privilege that you all have. But
Sure.
I tend to lean on this. Shut the fuck up. You don't need to be
Hey,
fucking
yo,
being
what the
disrespectful.
I didn't say a single word.
Why don't you repeat the gesture you were just making? Is that not disrespectful?
I just think it's funny.
Oh no, I would have kicked that hoe up. I'm sorry. For those of you who don't like to be called that right there, that thing right there. Oh, I would have kicked off the panel 1,000%. Out the door. Out the door. I'm not. No, bro. Listen. Listen. I said it before. I am a fair guy. I'm a cool guy. I'm a chill guy. But once you get to that point where you cross that line with me and I become very agitated, I get ignorant. Not saying that I'm finna go across your head and nothing like that. But I get real ignorant. And I ain't got time for your nonsense. So, I would have hit you with one of these.
Security. Somebody come get him.
I would have got you up out of there, big dog. You and that bull ring between your nose that probably got booger stains on it. I would have got you out of there. You hear me?
You think it's funny?
I think you've said a lot of disrespectful things.
Give me an
so-
example.
I don't know, just like completely interrogating her friend's death, also just ignoring it at the same time. Like,
How did I ignore it?
she would speak on it, you'd be like, yeah, whatever, moving on to the next person. But then you'd also be like, how did they
Literally
die?
never said
Like,
that.
blah, blah, blah.
By the way, this is a panel show. So yeah, she said her piece. I moved it on. I'm the host of the show. I will move things on whenever I like to.
You do that.
I guess feral,
Holy
in my
fuck, bro,
opinion,
this chick's a
I think
you got a
that
bad
feral
fucking
podcast,
attitude.
this is gonna get you
Horrible.
more views though. Like if I'm being completely honest, like not on any disrespectful shit. Like honestly, if you have more beef like that, if you want to get a reaction out of someone, which as a
She's smart.
podcast host, that's what you're trying.
Honestly,
to
I'm
do,
helping
obviously.
you. 100%.
Yeah, no, but there's it's cool if you can have an actual, I prefer to actually have back and forth over, actual conversation topics instead of somebody
You think just asking girls like, oh, what's your situation? What's your relationship? What's your relationship is back and forth? What we were doing was back and forth. You just asking, what's your body count? What's your blah, blah, blah?
how
What's
many
your blah, blah, blah?
subscribers does your podcast have?
Girl, I don't have a fucking podcast.
How many?
I
Okay.
don't like, do
So
you think
don't
numbers
know-
matter?
If
The
you're
Bronx
trying
has
to lecture
donated
me over the
$69.
how I can make a
Kick the
successful
blue
podcast,
sweater chick out
yeah, it
now
does
and the
fuck
I'm
me.
just
closet
saying you
died
want back and
softball
forth.
player.
You're not doing back and
Prove
forth.
that your friend died. If
We're
my
li-
friend died, I would not be on there.
fucking
I would be
right.
drinking and listening
be
to
on there.
Creed.
Can I answer that?
Kick them.
She wasn't
Bang
even
the
gonna come,
gavel.
actually.
Can I answer that?
I told her to come.
I had a commitment. She told me to come, and I was late, which I DM'd the podcast and asked if I should still come because I knew it was disrespectful to be late. But because I had a commitment,
What time was the funeral?
It was like 10 a.m. And I live 2 hours away from here.
You're in LA, right? Yeah.
I'm like Calabasas.
Hollywood, Calabasas. I just moved back to Hollywood.
So I guess where I'm a little confused, you would have had to leave around 2 p.m. You didn't message our page until 3:18. You wrote apologies. Me and Josie are running very late. I was at my friend's funeral this morning.
Yes, at 10 a.m.
I've been to funerals.
Not the day after, though. Me neither. That's why I didn't know what was going on. It was
Right.
very
So, but
sudden.
I understand that you had this last minute thing come up. But, given that you had a predetermined plan to be here, one, you could have given us a bit more notice. You would have known at 2
I didn't have
p.m.
notice that my friend died.
No, but
I
you
didn't
went
have
to the
notice.
funeral
I went to the funeral to
at
be
10
respectful.
at 10
Is
a.m.
there some-
Wait, hold on. Last time I checked, you don't get notice the day of that there's going to be a funeral. You don't get a notice of it being a funeral on the day of. So that's called poor planning, sweetheart. You should have already known this. You should have then, before the 10 a.m. day, before that day, which I'm guessing that was that day that they're on the podcast now, you should have at least sent it 24 hours to 48 hours beforehand. Like, hey, I have an arrangement to go to a funeral at 10 a.m. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. Is it okay that I still come or should I not come? That's a message that you should have said. Then, mind you, you sent the message at 3:18. So you at the funeral from 10 a.m. So that's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. You at this funeral for 5 hours. Five. Haven't been to a funeral in a long time. Now, pray to God I don't have to go into one anyone soon. But that's a long time. You telling me at any given point, knowing that you was gonna go into a podcast, you telling me you couldn't have even on the way to the funeral in the car, you couldn't be like, hey, I got a funeral to go to at 10. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be late or I don't know how long this is gonna take. Do I need to come or not? Or you could have done it 24 hours before or 48 hours before. Nah, big dog. Nope. No, hell nah. You ain't finna play in my face.
Something wrong with that?
Holy
there's-
fuck, dude,
Would
she's
you-
a human
no,
being.
no, genuinely.
She's
would
a
you-
human being.
Okay,
If your
but-
friend, no, hear me out. Genuinely, like, please.
If I had agreed to be somewhere and something came up, I would have just done the courteous thing and let them know, hey, sorry, I'm going to be running late. as soon as I found out.
Yeah, it was a very rough morning. It was a very
Mhm.
rough night for me.
Okay.
Listen. Like I said before, I'm a very empathetic person. I'm a very sympathetic person. But, and I'm a very understanding person at times. But at the end of the day, that's your problem, not mine. You should have let me know. Because while you are grieving, you're upset, things are going on, I still got a podcast to run. Whether you're here or not, I still got to run this shit. So for the next 30 seconds or so, you could have sucked it up real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Shot a quick text. Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I'm fucked up right now. I ain't going to be able to make it. But somehow you still made it.
I'm not. That it was just
That's
it was
fine.
sudden.
And
so
I
if
have
you
empathy for that. I'm sorry to hear
no,
about
I
it.
appreciate
No, you
that.
do not.
I literally just said it. Shut the fuck up. So
Okay, do not speak to me like that.
you're the one with the fucking attitude.
I'm just saying you don't have fucking
Kick
empathy.
her off the show.
This is
Kick off.
speaking of empathy.
Kick
This is
off.
that.
She has something to
famous-
say.
Kick off.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
thank you. If you had a
What?
friend's funeral that happened very suddenly, which I don't,
I would if
would you
I,
show up to the funeral?
He's saying he would have told. He would have told.
if
told
I had a
him
doctor's
earlier.
appointment, if I had a doctor's appointment at 5 p.m. and something came up and I had to cancel it, I would have called as soon as possible and just done the courteous
normally
thing. Hold
I
on. Done the courteous thing
Mhm.
and just taken 30 seconds. Hey, I'm very sorry. Something came up. I'm not going to be able to make it. That's it.
No, yeah, that would have been the courteous
I mean,
thing to do. But
Yep, would have been the courteous thing to do. There's no but behind it. There's no but. There's no but. There's no but. That's the courteous thing to do.
He
So
doesn't
you
understand
admit
that
you
you were
admit
up all
that
night.
you aired
You were
here.
crying all night. You were running around doing stuff, going to the funeral.
Okay, she was running around crying. Hold. So now you telling on yourself. What is that? Floral, pink dress, whatever you got on. How come you didn't grab her phone and text them? You could have done the same thing because both of y'all on the same podcast. So you could have done it. If you see that she was discombobulated, she was fucked up in the head, she wasn't thinking correctly, why didn't you pick up the phone and say, hey, me and my friend that was supposed to be there, we're going to be late, common courtesy? You could have done it. So I don't care, bro. At this point, let me break something down for y'all real quick. People are empathetic to the things that you go through. People do understand that shit happens in life. At the end of the day, it ain't their problem. Shit still got to get done on their end. The world ain't going to stop just because you got some shit going on in your life. You need to be empathetic of somebody else's time. If you have made prior commitments to being on a podcast, it is your duty to inform them. Not last minute, but at least 24 hours or the moment that you find out new information that, oh, hey, I got this going on. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. It is your responsibility. So you can't be mad at Brian for that. If you would have done the right thing, and warned him beforehand and he still had this attitude, then I'd be having a whole different conversation right now. I'll be saying something else.
You weren't even sure if you really wanted to come because of that. You're calling me like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, let's just go if you feel up to it. And she was like, halfway, yeah, I do. Halfway, I don't. And she was kind of like, oh, I kind of don't. And I told her, I was like, well, I already got ready. Like, if you want to go, let's go. So then we ended up going. We were late. Yeah. But I mean, this girl was freaking Hurricane Sandy, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying that it was courteous. I definitely could have done more. And I'm a very punctual and on-time person. I'm a student. I have worked 2 jobs. I have a freaking studio internship. Like, I'm a very punctual person. I have a very busy schedule that I have to manage because I'm very focused on my education and making money. So I do call ahead. When I'm late to work, I call ahead. But today, this specific thing, this was so sudden. This hurt me so bad that this was like the last of my worries. And I know that that's not respectful. That's not courteous, but courtesy wasn't on my mind. And I can admit that's not the right thing necessarily. And I apologize for that. And I'm sorry that we were late.
Girl, I'm sorry. Your friend passes away yesterday. What's your name again? Brian? Your friend passes away yesterday, Brian. Is the first thing you're going to do when you find out your friend passes away and be like, oh my God, whatever podcast. I'm so sorry. I can't make it in. Like, no.
No, it's not the first thing I'm going to do. However,
See,
I
and it
will.
wasn't the
no,
first
hey,
thing
shut
You
the
are a
fuck
bit
up. Let me
older
finish.
though.
If you're going to
Can
ask
you
me, a
stop
question-
saying that
no,
to me?
you keep interrupting. You've been rude this entire fucking time. I'm matching your energy. If I'm speaking,
I think I
stop
spoke
interrupting.
first.
You asked me a question. I was responding to your question. Do you understand? So if I'm going to be responding to
Go
your
ahead.
question, you need to allow me to respond instead of just fucking bulldozing and refusing to let me fully answer the question. So, yes, if something catastrophic happens,
Oh my God.
still
Lulu
gotta fucking
donated
change this.
$69. Perfect example of females only being able to see when they've been disrespected, but don't take accountability when they disrespect others. Typical pampered my feelings more important than yours.
I mean,
So
debunked, 'cause
hold
I
on,
just
I'll answer her
apologized.
question. So yes, if I became aware of, I suppose, would you consider this a dear friend or just an acquaintance?
He was with dear friend.
Dear friend. Okay, you known him for a year. Okay, so if it was a guy who I knew for a year and he was a dear friend, and I found out, I would obviously be upset. I would be distraught, and I would prioritize. Okay, can I make it to the funeral? If I had any plans for that day that required me to clear my schedule, I would have done the courteous thing, because two things can coexist at the same time. You can be frantic and moving around when it comes to, okay, funeral plans, and you can also realize, well, I told these people I have a commitment. I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if this is just, I'm crazy for trying to be respectful of other people's time, even if I'm going through some crazy shit. I would just do the courteous thing and just reach out and say, hey, something came up. I'm going to be really late. I'm going to try to give them as much advance notice as possible.
Right.
That's it.
Well,
Maybe some people don't operate that way. That's fine.
yeah, I mean, she's a little younger than you, and I also feel like
Nah, the age ain't got shit to do. No. What you're not about to do is absolve her from accountability. No. If she was raised properly, she will understand you have to respect other people's time. Even though you're going through something, you still have to respect other people's time. Can other people be empathetic and sympathetic? Absolutely. But that does not take away from the point of the matter. You have made prior commitments. Yes, that was a frantic situation that happened. Sorry for your loss. However, you still have duties. You still have things that you need to take care of as an adult. You're an adult, right? You got school, right? You got this going on. You got 2 jobs, right? You making money, right? So you're an adult. I guarantee you would have called that job and told them on time, like, hey, big dog, I ain't gonna be able to make it. You wouldn't have been contemplating if you should go to work or not. You would have already said, nah, I ain't gonna be in work today. So I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. Stop trying to save her. Nah, let her soak in that accountability. Let her understand that you need to respect other people's time, regardless of what you're going through.
she's 19. I don't know how old you're, like 30.
40.
I'm tired of people trying to listen. If you're going to try to absolve somebody from accountability, and you're going to try to use their age as a reason as to why they weren't thinking properly, at the age of 19, you know right from wrong. You are considered an adult at the age of 18. If you want to consider yourself still a kid, if you want to still be considered a child, a teenager, right? I'm talking about an underage teenager, right? Not an adult. If you still want to be considered that, well, then we need to start paying close attention, and there need to be some laws made in the US, in the United States, which means one of those things means you should probably take away voting rights. Because if you can't think properly at the age of 18 or 19, what in the hell makes you believe that you should be able to vote for other people's lives, other people's livelihood, when you can't even think properly on your own? What makes you think you should be able to smoke? What makes you think you should be able to drive a car at this point? At this point, because a lot of people like to use this excuse, you should ban OnlyFans. You should ban it. If that's the case, if y'all want to use age as a reason, oh, they're only 18, they're only 19. Well, you shouldn't be able to do adult things until you're 25, when your frontal lobe has fully developed. How about that then? If we're going to keep using that as an excuse to try to absolve you from accountability. How about that? I said what I said.
God, you're fucking bitch, you know that? What's your fucking problem?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just feel like
That's correct, probably.
All right, let's move on to.
I can't
Yeah,
read that.
we gonna move on to Nell because she pissing me off. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. If you want to support the channel, link is in the description and also will be pinned in the comments as well. So I want to move on to the last topic for tonight. I know a lot of people don't like them, but hey, it is what it is. If you can stomach this, Myron Gaines actually goes onto a college campus to debate, a lot of liberals, mainly a lot of liberals, about dating and relationships and just modern dating overall. So let's dive into it and see what he's talking about. Actually, I'm gonna skip past this one, okay? I want to go to this one because yeah, I want to go to this one instead. So let's go to this one.
In the game is the fact that you have to go to war and you're unhappy.
He's just law firm, bro. Women are the ones that want to get married. Don't forget that. Like, I need guys to understand. You guys are the gatekeepers to relationships, right? You have to get down on one knee and give her a ring. She's gonna take your last name. She wants to get married to you. She wants to stay in a relationship with you, right? So make them earn it, man. Like they're the ones that want to be a missus. Make her work for it. Shit, you know damn well you have to work for it to fucking court her in the beginning. So
you said you had to work for it by courting her in the beginning, correct?
yes.
I don't listen. All right. Look, listen. Before we get into it, this is for anybody who believes or you may feel different about somebody else's opinion about you or the thing that you believe in. Somebody has a difference of opinion. But here's the thing. Here's what I need y'all to stop doing. Stop coming with an attitude, because that attitude can definitely be reciprocated. You already coming up, your arms crossed, you're talking direct, you're talking angrily already. That is a recipe for a disaster. Because we're not going to get anywhere with this conversation because you're coming with an attitude already. You're coming with an agenda to try to sun me, and it ain't going to work, big dog. So calm your little redhead ass down and just ask the question without an attitude. Take the attitude out of it.
So what do you mean by working for it? What exactly did you do?
Look at the face. Look at the face.
As far as like, what does the guy do?
Yeah.
Well, a man has to learn how to be attractive.
Hon, I hate to break it to you, but you don't need to learn how to be attractive. You just
Really?
are.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. She thinks. All right. So let me ask the chat then. Let me ask the chat. Chat. Do you think a man has to learn how to be attractive? Do you think a man has to learn how to be attractive? I want to know what y'all think. I actually want to know.
Okay.
And that's something you ain't. Okay. I want to bring up.
Here we go with the ad hominem attacks. Just have the conversation, little girl. Just have the conversation.
You talking
let
about?
me address that first part real fast. So,
Let me add on.
and then you can go ahead and, because I know you're probably going to an ad hominem attack, but that's fine. So let's address the first thing. You said you don't have to learn how to be attractive. You just are. So I've heard a couple of women say this actually. It's always very interesting to me, right? I always say privilege is invisible to those that have it. And obviously for you, you don't.
I ain't gonna lie though, Myron. Hold on, big dog. Them pants with them boots is egregious. Them boots with them pants with that hoodie is egregious. Oh my God.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yikes.
Understand the privilege you have.
Shit.
Men, unlike women, are not born with value. We have to learn how to be confident. We have to learn how to be attractive. We have to learn how to dress properly. We have to learn how to go to the gym. We have to learn how to be competent. We have to be able to have certain things in our background to make us attractive to women, because women look for things that take time to acquire, resources, etc. So for women, when you guys turn 18, the life is your oyster. You can literally go everywhere. You can do whatever you want. But men don't get these opportunities unless we make something of ourselves. So when women say things like, oh, you just are attractive, like, no, it's a learned skill. Men are not just born attractive. They have to figure this stuff out through a lot of turmoil, trial, and error, and sacrifice. So I always find it interesting when women say that, because we don't operate on the same dating timeline as you guys. You guys are born with your value. We must create our value.
How are we born with our value? Please explain.
How are women born with their value?
Yeah.
You
You say you had
titties.
to learn all that shit, right?
You literally have a vagina and titties. You are born with value.
Born with value.
Yes.
For having cut off your dick and you're the same person I am.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What? The fuck are you talking about, little girl? He's still gonna be a man. What? Did you come on the show? Did you go up there to be stupid or what? Or like?
Not really. I'd still be a guy.
Like, anyways, I want to talk about voting.
Okay. All right. What's it? You want to talk about what
You
now?
said we don't have skin in the game.
Yeah, they don't really.
So
know.
your skin in the game is the fact that you have to go to war, and
Yes,
you're
I'm
unhappy with that.
I never said that.
Well, you're complaining about, having skin in the game and that we shouldn't have the right to vote because we don't have skin in the game, but we don't have skin in the game because men set that system up.
Yeah, because women are physically inferior, and that's the truth.
Physically inferior.
Inferior. Yes.
So you're telling me that you could beat a woman's ass?
Security. Somebody come get him.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. I mean, I never would, but yeah. Like.
Okay.
Like.
I hate to break it to you.
Like, are you aware of the fact that like probably a 12-year-old boy can probably beat you up very easily?
Actually, I'm an educational psychology major, so they can't because they don't hit puberty till 14. And
Even if they did,
natural-
okay. Let's assume without puberty, he would still probably beat you up still.
Actually,
like,
he wouldn't because I have a brother and I'd beat his ass.
And
you probably didn't want to put that out there, but all right.
Anyway, again, I'm amazed that I have to explain this to a college student, but I mean, men are physically superior to women in almost
I'm
every
amazed
way.
that I gotta talk to
in
this
general.
grown ass man with dumb ass things. Like, let's be for real.
Okay, so your argument is the whole voting thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, women don't have skin in the game, so they shouldn't vote.
We don't have skin in
Very
the game
simple.
because men didn't let us have skin in the game. You do realize that, right?
Well, here's the thing. Y'all could join the military now. You guys could do everything now.
Yeah, we can because we fought for that right.
Yeah, but you guys don't use it. I find it interesting
We
how
don't use it?
Y'all don't join though. Like, it's
So
like
we don't use our rights?
Y'all don't use it. It's not like you guys want to do a lot of these things. You guys fight for rights that you don't even use a lot of the times.
Like what?
So,
like what?
oh, well, women want equality, right? All the time. Oh, we want to be able to do everything that men can do. But why is it that all the hard manual labor jobs are dominated by men? Why is it that men control all the infrastructure points, right? Why is it that men are the garbage collectors, men are the electricians, men are the power linesmen, men are the plumbers, men are the ones that literally keep society going so that you can enjoy the first world conveniences you do, right? So you can go ahead and have your bullshit psychology degree or whatever it is that you're studying. So the reality is that men make the world go round, and we civilized it to the point where you guys forgot that men really run shit, and we give you the opportunities that you have. So for you to sit there and be able to say something as ridiculous as, can you even beat me up, and you're questioning it, that goes to show how naive you are about the propensity of men to actually conduct violence. That's how civilized we are, which is obviously awesome because you're completely unaware of the savagery that men can put on a society.
Oh, I'm aware.
And
Because
you're not,
look at
because
our
you wouldn't have said
country
something so
today.
ridiculous if you were.
I'm aware. Trust. Most women get sexually assaulted. 99% of women get sexually assaulted. You do know that, right?
What the fuck?
What you say?
Sexually assaulted. You do know that, right? Sexually assaulted. 99% of women get sexually assaulted. You do know.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
She said 99%. She said 99%. She said 99%. 99%. Dog. Dog. You can't be this stupid. You can't be. You can't be. You can't be. Unbiasedly Raw says she must be talking about Cash Money Records. Ain't no way she just said that the 99s. She said the 99s in the 2000s. She said 99%, dog. What? And y'all be talking about how educated y'all are. And mind you, it's not all y'all. I promise you, it's not all y'all. So don't. So if it don't apply, let it fly. She said 99%. She said 99%. I don't know what she learning in school. I don't know what they teaching her. I don't. On God, I don't. On God, I don't.
Know that, right? And because of
99%,
men's
yeah.
savagery.
Holy crap.
Because of men.
I'm just surprised the whole building ain't crucifying her right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why the whole building ain't crucifying her right now? This is crazy.
Women
Remember
need to
that.
hide. There's
Because of
a
men.
there's an epidemic going on.
Like,
So anyway,
I'm pretty sure if I point to any woman in this room, they could tell me a story.
sure. Maybe their fantasy. Who knows? I don't know.
Their fantasy?
I don't know.
Well, that's kind
A
of
lot
crazy.
of women read sex novels like that.
I want you to look at our country today that men have ran and look at how shit it is.
We're the strongest superpower in the world. What?
No, we're not.
Oh my God. That was a good clap back, Myron. Yes, strongest. We are.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
we're not.
Yeah, we are.
You know, countries are warning their people to stay away from us
what?
because of how shitty we are.
Do you
Hey, yo,
realize
what the
people try to come here illegally every single day to become Americans and or get to live here with
You do
diminished
realize-
benefits, even if because they're not documented? Like you do
Oh, you
realize,
wanna
like
start on undocumented immigrants.
I used to work in immigration back in the day. I know this intimately. People literally try to sneak here under intense conditions and die a lot of the times while trying to come here. This is the best country in the world.
This is
Again,
not
more
the
privilege
best
that you don't
country in the world,
understand.
I'll tell you that much. I'm an immigrant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that proves my point even more.
I didn't come here willingly.
You're here. Like,
I did not come here willingly.
oh, okay. How'd you come here then?
I came here because they paid me to.
Yeah, send her back, bro. You guys forgot that men really run shit and we give you the
Dog.
This is why
hold on, fam. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Let me make sure I heard this correctly. Man, hold on, bro. Hold on, dog. Hold on.
I did not come here willingly.
Oh, okay. How'd you come here then?
I came here because they paid me to.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You can't. I didn't come here willingly. They paid me to. I didn't come here willingly, but they paid me to. I didn't come here willingly, but they paid me to. got to be more careful.
Yeah, send her back, bro. God
For
damn,
real.
man. Send her back, man.
What?
You're talking about
This
send
is
her
why we
back
gotta
yet
build
you
a
a
wall.
person of color?
I guess we're no longer getting the best and the brightest. What the hell? This is why I'm so big on,
You
like,
talking
you
about
know,
send me back, but you a person of color?
this is why I'm so big on. We need to go harder
She
with
sound
immigration.
like Bad Baby.
I'm sorry. Are you not black?
She sound like
I don't
Bad
know. It depends on the day. Some days people call me black.
Probably
Some
me.
days people call me Arab. I don't know what it is, man.
Black and
So,
white.
Y'all looking at the same
Guaranteed.
motherfucker I am? Because he's black, right?
oh man.
He a person of color, right?
Man, get her off my screen, bro. This she. That's wild work, dog. I don't hell no. And this is the shit that y'all champion. We're the most educated. Nah, y'all just the most enrolled in because this apparently y'all ain't educated enough. Y'all need to go back. Y'all need to go back and restudy because this is crazy work. Listen, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share this to other people who would like this type of content, bro. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So that way we can start monetizing this big old thing. So I'm gonna need y'all help. Make sure y'all share, like, comment, subscribe as well. And if you want to support the channel, link is in the description, as well as in the comments, and as well as scrolling across the bottom screen here. But look, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for tapping in with me. And until Saturday, I will see y'all. I'll holler.